Hi, lovely ones. So I'm here for your new moon in Cancer forecast. So the new moon's going to be in Cancer coming on the 17th of July at 6:31 p.m. That's GMT time. So do check if you're in a different time zone at 24 degrees and 55 seconds. So basically, I always say just check what life area Cancer is ruling for you. And then you'll know where you can set intentions and, you know, create new beautiful projects in that area of your life, because it is helpful to have that personal map. And also, if you do know your chart, you can find it on Cafe Astrology. And if you have any planets, personal planets from 20 to 28 degrees of the cardinal signs, so that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, then you'll probably feel this new moon energy more intensely because it's activating your personal planets. But that's something I explore in my membership. So if you want to know more about that, do reach out. So with the new moon, we've got a new beginning, which is always great. I can't believe how quickly it goes from new moon to new moon sometimes. And actually 2 weeks ago, it was a full moon, right? So it's crazy. So, Cancer, the archetype of Cancer is the crab. So it's got this really soft body and this hard outer shell. And if you know anyone that's a Cancerian or you've got a lot of that Cancer energy, there's a tendency to be quite protective and of your vulnerability and your sensitivity, and to put the walls up, right? So this new moon, because it's in Cancer, it's calling us to ask it, like, in what ways do we put those defenses and walls up to protect ourselves? Because actually, let's face it, it's hard to be sensitive and vulnerable in this world, isn't it, when we've been taught to be strong and don't talk about your feelings. It is improving in the world, but still it's sometimes hard to claim that sensitivity. And I know I've had a long journey with claiming and talking about being highly sensitive. So our emotions, we might feel more sensitive at this time as well. So just check in with yourself, make sure you're giving yourself that time for you to tune inwards, because with a new moon, it's often a time, and if you're watching this before the new moon, the dark moon as well, is a time to receive that real wisdom from within ourselves. So even if it's 10 minutes, find some quiet time for you to just go within and see what is bubbling up within yourself. But Cancer really is that, this energy cares about the home and our roots. So I always think of our roots, where do we feel connected to? Where do we feel a sense of belonging? Might not be always a physical place. It could be, a community we're part of. I'm part of a beautiful networking group and it feels like soul family, So those people and places that you feel really safe and you feel a sense of belonging, that's really important at this time. And it's just asking us to look at, where do we actually feel like we belong? Is it maybe you want to visit an old place where you really connect with, maybe it's an ancient temple or something that you just feels familiar to you. This is the realm of Cancer. It's that familiarity, almost like that soul memory that we have, when we sometimes meet people and we feel like, oh yes, I know you. That's our soul remembering. Maybe we knew them before, or our souls are connecting on a deep level. So yeah, enjoy that. And because it is about the roots and a belonging, it can also be about your family life and your home life. So you might just feel this urge to get really super cozy and just go within and not really, potter around the house. I know people that love pottering around. Not quite got there, not a pottering kind of person, but I do love reading a book when it's raining outside like it is right now. So enjoy those cozy vibes. And this new moon is actually opposite Pluto. So there's likely to, we might feel this sense of tension and wanting to control things. So just watch when we're going into that control tendency. Because often I find if we're trying to control things or we're going into overdrive, it's often coming from a sense of fear or scarcity, right? Rather, instead of trusting the journey and trusting that everything is working out for us. So obviously we need to take the actions, but it's where are you overdoing things? Because this energy is very slow. It's a water sign. It wants us to tune into our emotions and really lead with our intuition. So where are you trying to control that too much? We've got to give it patience. And I know as creatives, and myself included, I can be impatient about things, particularly when you plant new seeds and you want to see those new beginnings grow. Give it time, right? This new moon, it's like you plant a seed in the earth, you have to wait for it to come out. And actually, my partner planted some seeds in the back garden and they've come tiny little green sprouts, and it's incredible to see that process. So just know that your intention, whatever you're planting at this new moon, it takes time to seed. It takes time to grow into a plant or to grow into that intention you're cultivating. So be patient. And the moon is actually, the new moon square the North Node. So although we're going to be focused very much about our sense of belonging and feeling safe and that home life, there's also an area of, okay, I need to kind of make my nest all cozy. There's also an aspect of us wanting to really connect with our purpose. What is our soul purpose? And actually, how can we nurture our soul purpose alongside our family life? I know a lot, many of you will have families and have hectic home lives. So you want to also, you care about that being of service in the world and making a difference. So just think of it in small ways. How can you set the ball rolling with that purpose that you're pursuing, or that business that you have? And Mercury's in a square with Jupiter. So you've actually got quite a bit of fixed energy at this new moon. So fixed energy are the stabilizing energies that help us stay focused, help us stay structured. So cardinal, which is Cancer sign, is an initiating energy. So when we've got a lot of planets in fixed, it helps us actually get that stability in place. And it holds it. It's like the glue that holds things together. So Mercury square Jupiter, interesting. The Mercury's in Leo, so it's a sense of really needing to play and explore what is it our inner child is seeking right now. Because it can be so easy to squash that part of us down and go, oh, I don't have time to play. I don't have time to do something that brings me joy. So at this new moon, it's urging us to, okay, if I just let my inner child do whatever it wanted, what would it want? What does it want to do? What is it calling for? And that might look like something really simple, like go skipping out into nature, or, something like reading a novel. Just listen to that inner child and what it needs. Because also a part of Cancer is about reparenting our inner child. So explore that, give it space, and listen to the voice of your inner child. So you may feel more playful, that sense of needing to play and just let go of your, what's the word? Almost responsibilities, because it's squared Jupiter in Taurus. So there's a sense of us wanting to just go and play and let go and let loose. And there's also this part of us, Jupiter in Taurus, is wanting us to expand our finances, looking at, okay, where can I maybe create more income, for example, in your business, in your creative business? How can I create more resources for myself? So it's looking at the stability alongside that needing to play and get creative. And I know I'm guilty of it. I can often, oh, this is fun, and go into doing all the things I love and then avoid the tasks that feel really mundane. So it's about having the balance there. of those two. We can be playful and we can create pockets of time for play. Think about it like that. But we can also create the structures that will support our finances and help us create more security. And the new moon's in a trine with Neptune, so that's a really harmonious aspect. Neptune helps us daydream and imagine up a new world, up new things in our life. So particularly for us artists, you know, you're probably, this is a really rich time for receiving inspiration. Maybe it's a new project that's going to come to you in a vision or a dream. So really be open to that. And, you know, get that inspiration down on paper. And, you know, you might feel inspired to actually start a new project at this new moon with that Neptune aspect. So it helps us basically to see beyond the mundane world and dream up new possibilities, which is always exciting. And then we've got Venus square Uranus. So Venus can be about our love language and also our artistic expression. So what I'm getting from this is thinking about your art form, whether you paint, whether you write, or you dance, whatever it is that you love, could be a few of those things. It's with Uranus likes to shake things up. So we may feel a sense of almost needing to make a radical change when it comes to our creativity. So that could look like maybe we want to explore a new style of painting or new type of dancing. So it's like a sudden urge to explore our artistic style. It might be even that you want to explore a new creative outlet. So this is exciting, although it's kind of Uranus can feel unexpected. It can also feel quite exciting. So it's like a lightning bolt. You know, it's here to shake us up, but through shaking us up, it can also bring out great creativity as well if we work with it. So just lean into that sort of shock. Listen to that sort of sense of radical thoughts, or maybe a radical experience happens for you that's like, oh, okay, I'm being redirected. Because I think the universe is always redirecting us. And sometimes we think, oh, why are we going off on this path? But actually, it's taking us to what our soul really wants, what our heart is desiring. So trust it. So yeah, just to summarize, this new moon is all about setting new intentions and cultivating new desires for, you know, your family life, your home life. And if you're not very connected with that family life, how can you feel a sense of belonging in yourself? Because it doesn't have to be about family life particularly. It can be about, how do I feel that safety and belonging in myself, or maybe in your close relationships as well. So this is a cozy time. Enjoy it, lovelies, and I will speak to you all soon.